Hi, this is Stratton Scott. I'm just doing my plant portfolio number two. So I've got these two mosses. I, uh, I got this one up from Provo Canyon. So when we started class, like first or second week, we kind of talked about having the moss week. And I thought it'd be super interesting to try to grow one. So I went up Provo Canyon. It was one of the warmer days, so we didn't have that much snow. And just went longboarding with my friends, and we grabbed these. So I got this one. I started this one a few weeks ago. It's from Spanish Fork. They're the same ones. I think they're both Funaria or Bryum. Trying to identify Utah mosses is very difficult. They don't. If you Google it, you can find a whole bunch of scholarly reports, but they don't really give you any accurate descriptions of the mosses here in Utah. So this was just me kind of going through the different ones they had listed, and finding the ones that had most properly matched, like the description of these ones. I think they're very interesting. This one's almost always green. It holds water really well. But these little ones, they kind of brown a little more, especially this one right here. Sometimes I think it's dead, but it's just the moss. It goes completely brown. It like shrivels up and kind of coils. It has one of the base traits of a Funaria. So, um, I think you could identify them through spores. This one has the little sporophyte thing right here, but they'd spored it, and I hadn't like tried very hard to look into it's like what it was. I hadn't looked at it yet, so I'm not sure I've identified them correctly. But I'm really happy with how this one's filled out. So it's on um, kind of a clay substrate with some rock. I just scooped some gravel out of my driveway and some some of the soil out of my backyard. So this main round chunk right there, that's what I started with. And the rest of it's kind of grown out. You can see that. I think one of my favorite parts is right here on the side, is where it's filling out up against the side of the tub. And that part is green like 100% of the time. Like this one's a little bit brownish, but since there's enough moisture and the Tupperware kind of reflects the light a little better, I guess, it's like much greener, like almost a neonish green. This has been a really fun project. This shame I couldn't make it to class today. I was going to bring him in and pass him around. When I was thinking about this project originally, I was going to go to like the greenhouses in the area and just try to collect some of their like weed mosses growing on plants. But I've discovered that usually it's only the ones they import from like West Coast nurseries that usually have that kind of moss on them, because all the mosses that they had in the nurseries right now were either ones they'd grown themselves or had just cared for very well. So there wasn't really any. I only I didn't really find that much. It was a little bit difficult. So I just kind of that's why I resorted to just going and collecting some samples from outside. So yep, that's my plant portfolio too.